Hi, this is Joe again with another review. And for the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing the 1996 legal thriller Primal Fear, starring Richard Gere and Edward Norton. Also, Laura Linney is in it. John Mahoney and Laura Linney, plus Andre Braugher from Homicide: Life on the Street television series. Of course, this movie, excuse me. I remember when this movie came out, people said, "Oh, what a great surprising ending." Well, if you watch any kind of legal television series from LA Law to Law and Order to any law program, or Perry Mason back in the 50s or 60s, or Malak in the 80s, you can almost see this ending coming. Right? So it's not a surprise, it's not a shock, but when the plot itself is Richard Gere plays this big shot defense attorney in Chicago, and who always ends up getting his clients off in one way or another. And the big news story was that there was this altar boy who was arrested and accused of killing a local archbishop. So of course, naturally, it's a big publicity case. So Richard Gere swoops in and grabs the case to defend this kid. And he was played by Edward Norton, who this was his first movie role, and he was great in this movie. He was terrific. So was Richard Gere, and Laura Linney was also just as good. As Laura Linney played the prosecutor in this movie. And also, if you happen to be a fan of the television show ER, you see Maura Tierney in this movie as well. Played Richard Gere's assistant attorney in the movie. So this movie has one hell of a cast in it. And of course, Primal Fear also came out the same year as A Time to Kill. So, which was a film I previously reviewed from the John Grisham book. So you had two great legal thrillers came out the same year. But unfortunately, this one got more recognition because the movies were inundated with John Grisham films at that point. And this one also was a great legal thriller and great court case. Anyway, so most of the movie is about Richard Gere trying to investigate who else had a motive in this thing. And it turns out that the DA was played by John Mahoney from Frasier and the movie Moonstruck and 8 Men Out, had trying to negotiate a deal with the Archbishop to buy up this vacant lot that was owned by the church. Said, hey, we could build this area out for poor people and stuff like that. And the Archbishop decided to renege on the deal, and of course they gave him, the DA, more publicity, a motive to kill the Archbishop. But of course it didn't happen. And of course, because this thing was brought up, and plus another, not only was that brought up, there was also a thing that the Archbishop was making the Ed Norton character having sex with a girl from the parish, his girl who was his girlfriend, plus another altar boy. So you had like a menage a trois going on, and with the Archbishop filming it and egging them on to have sex with this girl, to get rid of all of our sins by having sex with these two guys. So all this crap was going on, and they ended up finding the tape. And when this came out, the DA actually got fired. The Laura Linney character eventually got fired after the case because of what they brought this tape. They ended up bringing this tape in and making the Archbishop look not too good. It's also around the time we start having these cases with priests molesting boys, or young boys or older boys and stuff like that. So, of course, he didn't want to make the Catholic Church look bad, so she got fired for bringing this videotape in. And so even though the tape proves that the Edward Norton character had motive to kill the Archbishop. But of course, Richard Gere also, but halfway through the trial, found out that Edward Norton had his character had a multiple personality disorder. So Richard Gere said, "How do I put this case in? So we're already halfway through the trial, and it's a little late to get this thing in." But somehow they were able to get it in somehow because they had a psychiatrist who was interviewing Edward Norton and says, "Hey, I have come up with this other character named Roy was the one who killed the Archbishop, not me." Type thing. Typical plot that you see on any of the legal programs you see on television today. Even back then in 1996, when the movie came out, you had that type of plot. Happens all the time on legal shows, but in movies. Was it me? Or my kind of like this plot was always Psycho in 1960. This came out. Oh, it wasn't me. It was Mother killed Shannon Lee. So that's what they're doing in this plot in this movie. But it turns out, and here comes the big surprise: the DA had Edward Norton on the stand, and she got mad enough to turn from Aaron, it was the actual character named Aaron, to Roy, and he beat up or almost choked to death the Lennon character, and the judge decides to dismiss the jury, have a bench trial, and then she ruled that she's ending the trial, and she ruled that Aaron was not guilty of original insanity. It's going to put him into the funny form in an asylum for 30 days, and then will be released in 30 days. And Lauren Lane said, "Oh, the judge is ridiculous. In a month, he's going to get out in a month, but go back on the street." He says, "Well, don't argue with me, argue with the legislature, because I didn't know I came on this stupid law to begin with." So when Richard Gere goes down to tell Aaron, "Hey, how it worked out," and of course, when Aaron turns to Roy, he blacks out. He doesn't remember what happened. So now he's back to being Aaron. So, oh my God, I can't believe I blacked out. Of course, in the beginning they said, "Oh, what happened? What did I do? Did I do anything?" He never asked that. And then he tips off Richard Gere's character and says, "Hey, Morty, I hope the DA's, her neck is alright." Then Richard Gere tipped off that he was faking, and that's the big surprise twist. He was faking the whole time, faking the stunt, because when he was Aaron, he was stuttering and through the whole movie. When it was Aaron, the little quiet little boy, little voice and stuttering, and then when he's Roy, he's just cursing like a drunken sailor, and then. What is it? There was never, and then of course, when she says there was never a Roy, right? And he says, "No, there was never an Aaron. It was Roy the whole time. It was always Roy. There was never an Aaron to begin with. I made the Aaron character, made him up." So Richard Gere gets pissed off. He just walks out of the holding cell, walks out of the courtroom, walks out of the courthouse, walks out on the street, and that's how the movie ends. And people say, "Wow, what an ending! What a surprise ending!" I mean, anybody who sees this movie knows what the ending is. That all of a sudden he transforms, he makes up this multiple personality thing, and he didn't do it right away. He did it like when he was being interviewed by this psychiatrist or this clinical psychologist, interviewed him, and that's when he came up with, because nothing's working in terms of the defense. So he comes up with this multiple personality thing, and of course, that's you can tell right away he was faking it. I mean, even though I've seen this movie before, you can almost see where the movie is going, because I've seen enough old programs on television And I mentioned a few of them from L.A. Law back in the 80s or early 90s to Matlock to Perry Mason TV movies, and you've seen so many of these law shows, and you could tell, and they anytime when they use these multiple personality things, you can almost sense they're making them up, and you could tell that they were making this thing up. I mean, you could tell that Illinois was faking, was faking this thing. I mean, you could tell. I mean, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out, hey, I think this guy's faking it. And sure enough, he was faking. And not only that, but it found out in the film that he killed the girl, or Edward Norton did, killed the girl who was in the videotape. And the videotape was pretty graphic, from well, in the movie they don't have show the real graphic stuff, but you did see the girl topless at one point, and then we're about to do the sex act, and that wasn't in the film, or you didn't see in the film, but of course it was, and everybody got sick that the priest was hyping this the sex act, and of course that's when Laura Linney's character got fired. It literally got fired right then and there, and the case wasn't even over. She got fired from the DA's office. So it's that, you can see, and like I said earlier, you can see where the story was going. You can see where the plot was heading, and you could tell that Aaron Norton Aaron was faking multiple personality thing. But the second thing was, you thought it was Aaron the whole time, but it was actually Roy the whole time. So that's the only real novel with that twist. But you can tell right away it wasn't shocking that he was faking it. That wasn't a shock. If you see this movie, you can see the ending coming. Right away, you can see it coming. So that's my review of the movie Primal Fear. Please click on the video. Please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. And please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my videos on my YouTube channel at RowdyC.com. There's over WDY and LC.com. There's a homepage in the Rowdy Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore. Please check out all of his videos on his content. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.